happened. So my mom threw that doll away, and that was finally the last we ever saw of it. So that house was a portal. I feel like it was a portal because so many things happened there. So many different things, not like just seeing shadows all the time. Like crazy things happened there, unexplainable things. For instance, this experience stands out to me more than anything else because I've never heard anybody or any other stories like this one, but I'd love to hear them if anybody has had the same experience as me. So, my ex-girlfriend and I were at home. My mom was out doing whatever. I think it was like 19. Yeah, I think it was around that age. 18, maybe? Yeah, 18 or 19. So my mom was out for the weekend. My brother and sisters were at my dad's. I was at my mom's with my ex-girlfriend, and we're cleaning, and she's in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. I'm sweeping, and in the kitchen, it was a rectangular kitchen. There wasn't anything in there except the cooking stuff, the appliances. And at the end of the kitchen was a glass sliding door. The sliding door didn't have any of the blinds on it, but the glass part was locked. So I'm sweeping, and all of a sudden I see this big bolt of bright light, like the color of lightning, go through the glass door. So I'm like, what the hell? I look at my ex and we're like, what the hell was that? And then again, another bolt of lightning. Well, I feel like it was lightning because that's what it looked like. It hit me in my forehead and it singed all of my hair to like right about here. So at this point, we're thinking that maybe somebody's playing a prank on us or somebody's trying to mess with us, hurt us. We thought it was somebody in the backyard. So we both go outside. We ran outside actually, and we couldn't find anybody. The backyard was a really small backyard. It had a tree right near the sliding door and then a very tall wall that was made out of concrete bricks that was so tall that I'm 5'6", 5'6.5". I would have to tiptoe or jump in order to see the other side. So there was nobody there. We go inside and we look at my hair and it's all the way singed. And then we don't say anything. We both sit in front of each other, cross-legged for 1 hour. 1 hour, not saying one thing to one another. After that hour passed, we looked at each other and we're like, what are we doing? Why are we sitting here like this? What the hell just happened? And yeah, that was just so weird. I've never experienced anything like that. So what I'm thinking, maybe it had, I don't know, because it felt like to me maybe time was manipulated and our memories maybe were erased, because I just can't explain why would we sit there like that, I don't know, for an hour and just stare at each other. And I'm thinking maybe it could be like extraterrestrial or something else like that, because when all these weird things were happening, my ex-girlfriend was like, have you ever seen this movie, something about something lights? I forget what it was. I'm going to look that up after this. And I was like, no, I never have. And because we thought like we were being abducted by aliens, and she was like just telling me about it, and like about this guy that was put in this thing of jelly, and I was like telling her, I was like, did it look like this? And I drew out a picture, and in the picture there were a bunch of little ovals all along the wall, all like in a wall, and then the ovals were like pocketed for people to go in there. And she was like, wow, how did you know that? And I was like, I don't know. I just had this vision of this wall with all of these holes in it for people to go in. So I'm thinking either that might have been my intuition kicking in, or maybe that had happened to me. And then another instance happened when a little marble had just suddenly appeared in my shin. And it was in my right shin, and this marble would move up and down my shin for about like 6 inches. It was there from maybe like 16 years old until I was about 19 years old, for about 3 years. Other things would happen also that I couldn't explain. Like, I would go to sleep with my head on my pillow, and I would wake up with my feet on my pillow and my head at the bottom where my feet would be at. I would have these weird nightmares that my body parts were being thrown around. Like, one time I had this nightmare that my leg had been chopped off and the football team was throwing it around to everybody. And when I woke up, I had this huge bruise where my leg and my hip connect. The bruise was like that big, about 4 inches on my hip. One time, this was a really, really scary and sad experience. My sister was in her room, and I was in the loft, which was next to her room, and I was sitting there cross-legged, because I just like to sit like that. I'm sitting like that right now. So I'm sitting cross-legged, and I just feel this huge, overwhelming emotion, feeling of sadness, and I just started crying. I felt so sad, and I didn't know why I was so sad. I was just sitting there crying, and in front of me was this pink Barbie house. So I was looking at that Barbie house, and I was crying, and I knew that my sister was in the next room. So I was like, oh, I was thinking, please, Mercedes, my sister's name is Mercedes. I was like, please come in here, please come get me. Like, I was like wanting her to save me from myself. And all of a sudden, all of the emotion just left me. And I was like, whoa, that was so weird. Why was I so sad? And then out comes my sister, and she was like, were you just looking at a pink Barbie house? And I was like, yeah, I was. And she was like, I was in my room. She told me she was in her room, and she felt like there was something sitting outside of her window and controlling her to the point where she couldn't move, and that she wanted to go out of the room to come and get me because she felt that I needed her. And I just feel that that was also extraterrestrial activity from the Greys. If you guys aren't, I don't want to say educated, I can't think of any other word. If you guys don't know too much about the Greys, they enjoy watching people who are suffering from those low frequency emotions, sadness, violence, anger. They like to be around people who are intoxicated on drugs. So I'm thinking maybe they were manipulating my emotions, both of our emotions, because yeah, that was just very odd. Other things happened in that house also that weren't just what I believe extraterrestrial. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen anything about shadow people, but they feed off of fear. We would see huge shadows just gliding against the walls and just popping up out of nowhere. So those are the shadow people. And this one time, I have no idea what this was. Maybe extraterrestrial, maybe it was a ghost. So one time, oh, this makes me just cringe all over. Okay. So one time I was sitting on the phone when landlines were actually a thing, and it was nighttime. All the lights were off in the house except the the stove light in the kitchen. So I'm talking to one of my friends, and I see on the side of my eye this white figure. The figure was kind of see-through and looked like a jello type of material, or I don't know what else to call it. So I see this figure, and it's at the very top of the stairs. The stairs kind of went like, here's the top, and you can see the doors to the room, and it went as a zigzag. And then, yeah, so I see this figure just gliding really slowly, gliding, and then gliding all the way down the stairs. And then it disappeared because there was a wall, like, blocking my view. So I was just watching it, and while I'm watching it, my heart is beating so fast, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that? Please don't come over here. Please don't come over here. And then when it disappeared, it came back around, and it peeked its head over and looked at me. And while I was on the phone, and I had never been so scared. That was probably the scariest out of all of the experiences. The one with the lightning was the most confusing, and my most exciting experience that I've had was with my godmom. She's very intuitive as well. So this is my last experience I'm going to share, but my favorite experience. This happened one night while my godmom and I were stargazing out at her old ranch. She used to live on the outskirts of Tucson, on the northwest part of Tucson, where the sky is really, really bright, full of stars, so beautiful. So we're outside, nighttime obviously, and we see this aircraft come towards us. And it ended up flying around us 3 times clockwise. I remember that. And the third time after it circled us, it just hovered there. And then while this aircraft was hovering there, another aircraft came and circled around us also. After it finished its circle, this aircraft ended up hovering above the other aircraft. So my godmom and I are just looking at these 2 aircrafts, and we're like, what are they doing? And I was thinking like maybe like something was wrong and the other one was trying to help that aircraft. I've never seen that before. So while these 2 aircrafts are hovering over one another, they both start to get really bright and glow this bright orange. And then they both turned into this bright orange orb. And the orb started to go bigger, and then it started to dim down until there was no light and there was only one aircraft. So after these 2 aircrafts turned into the orb and then to one aircraft, that aircraft started coming towards us. And while this aircraft was coming towards us, my heart was racing so fast because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're coming for us, they're gonna get us. And I see my godmom, and she's like really excited, like, yes, come towards us. So while it's coming towards us, oh my gosh, like so loud in my mind, I just distinctly thought, no, please don't. And as soon as I thought that, that aircraft turned around and zoomed off. And after that happened, I was so disappointed in myself, and I was like, oh, why did I think that? Like, I was pretty sure that my thoughts were the cause of that aircraft to go away. And yeah, that was the most exciting experience ever. So now that I'm out here in Red Rock, Arizona, in the middle of nowhere, where there's like not another grocery store for like half an hour and the stars are so bright, I just feel like going out there and waiting for an aircraft to come and abduct me, or I don't know. It'd be really cool to see something else like that happen. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching my YouTube video. Thank you for watching my channel. If you have any similar experiences or any different experiences, please feel free to share below. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.